here's where we are today. And I'm going to continue off where I left. That's the plan. And we'll see how far I get. Today is all about gathering some supplies. And Cerberus is over there. Hello, Cerberus. It's nice to see you. And yeah, hopefully by the end of today, I'll have a house built. That is the plan. Okay. Hello everybody, I'm a little bit sick, which is very ironic because I restarted this recording when I was sick several months ago now. I wanted to put my voice in and show you guys some B-roll footage of another world that I have as my creative world, and I do all of my redstone tests and building tests in that world to show you what the house will actually look like. I wanted to show you guys ahead of time because this whole process, while I was building and everything, takes a lot of time, and there are a lot of design choices that happen later on through trial and error. So what you guys are going to see through this sped up footage and throughout this episode, I will talk about how I'm not quite happy with what the house is looking like, and you'll see a completely different design in this episode, and eventually, hopefully towards the end, you'll see that I'm starting to build what I show you now. Basically, with Minecraft and with the design process, I wanted to talk about how things change and evolve as you start doing things. So if you ever start off with something and an idea in your head, try it. But if you find that it's not working for you, or if you want a difference in the overall outcome, go for it. Do not be afraid to start completely all over from scratch. And I wanted to show you guys just the kind of effort that goes into this and how much time goes into this. So I didn't really delete any of the footage, I just sped it up or cut to where we need to be. But anyways, I just wanted to show you what the house will eventually look like. It's just not what I started off as. So in this episode, you're going to see that process. So I hope you enjoy. I decided that I would try to finish the floor, and with Minecraft you always find something oh, I would love to do this, but I can't do that until I do this, and I can't do that until I do this, and yada yada. So I've decided to go mining for a little bit, try to get some more resources, that way I'm not constantly breaking picks or anything, and hopefully I can get some better gear if I can find diamonds. So this is the plan for now. So there's this giant cave this way. Okay, stop. That hurts. Oh. Well, that wasn't me. Okay, I'm still moving. I was slightly hoping that oh, what's it called? The lush cave was beneath me, but it's alright that there isn't one. Oh, I don't have a sword with me. Okay, this is fine. Everything's okay. I mean, this is a good way to get levels. Slightly dangerous, but it's okay. But yeah, I think this episode is going to be a little bit more laid back, because I'm just trying to get supplies still. But, I've been really enjoying this, because it allows me to basically take a break for a couple hours every day, which is awesome. That's genuinely great for me, because I'm not super focused on work and everything, and it allows me to just chill out and just kind of enjoy myself, which I haven't really been able to do. I just recently graduated from college. I have a bachelor's in fine arts, specifically in animation and illustration, and it's wonderful. Like, I love my degree and I love what I do, but a lot of my time was working on project after project, and I'm a little bit of a workaholic. Like, once I get into a new project, I'm really into it. And even with this hobby, I'm really into it. I woke up today thinking, I'm like, oh, I'll be so happy to get back into the swing of things, and I have so many ideas to like record myself playing Minecraft. I think it'll be super fun, yada yada. But that's just not what I it's not entirely just like super stress free. But I'm going at this by just thinking, okay, I enjoy playing Minecraft a lot, and I enjoy having a side project that I'm working on slowly over time. Um, I don't want to like perfect it or anything. It is more so just for me to try something new and learn. And it's something that I genuinely enjoy. I do enjoy the idea of learning, and this allows me to learn. Um, Doing something that I haven't really done before, and it allows me to do something even though that I haven't done before. I can have fun while playing the game. And to me, for me anyway, Minecraft has been not lonely. Like, I've met many friends through Minecraft, but I tend to play Minecraft by myself, and it's not because I don't enjoy playing with other people. It's just I find myself using this as like a personal hobby, a side project. So for me to record it and everything, it allows me to make connections with people and have not only like a chronological record of what I'm doing in a world, which I really enjoy, but it also allows me to explore, like, not playing Minecraft by myself. Like, I am, but I'm not. I'm trying to have a one-sided conversation with people, which is weird, but it's not some of the weirdest things that I've ever done. Like, I talk to myself a lot, so it's just a different way of thinking and playing the game, which is nice. It's like a new twist for me. But yeah, like, normally when I play Minecraft, I'm someone who loves building a lot. But I also understand that in order to build a lot, I need a lot of supplies. So one of my favorite things is to just honestly get supplies and figure out a way to get supplies quicker and easier and faster, and that will lead me to like build farms. And then once I have those farms, I want to decorate them, right? I don't want them to look ugly or anything, especially mob farms, right? Because they're so big and they take up a lot of space. So I would figure out ways how to cover them, and then I gotta make sure that whatever I do to the outside isn't gonna break the farm. And it's all these thoughts that run through my head, and to be able to record it and see how my thought process works like real time is gonna be very interesting, because I think I sound very scatterbrained, but I do have a plan. But for this world, the main idea is just to have fun and explore different ideas and concepts, because I want to work as like a visual development artist for like movies and everything. I think that would be wonderful to like be part of the world building and figuring out how the characters interact with worlds and everything. And this is a good way to go about it, because Minecraft in of itself is a limiter, right? Because it's a cube world. You can't have any spheres or anything. I mean, you could download mods and everything, but in general, this is base vanilla game. This is a cube world. So what you do to create in this world is whatever you want, right? Like, if you want to make a pirate ship, you can make a pirate ship. If you want to play games with people, you can just go play games with people. Okay, that's gonna hurt. Thank you. If you just want to, like, mine all day and just explore the world, you can. Like, it's not a limiting
factor. Like, the fact that the world is made of blocks is your limit, right? You have all of these potential possibilities that you can do. The world is 30 million by 30 million, right? And there is, I don't know off the top of my head how many blocks are in the game, but there's a lot, right? So, and they add more every update. So your limit is the 30 by 30 million and how many blocks are in the game. And scientists and mathematicians have, like, and regular people, you know, have calculated what are all the possible Minecraft worlds that you can have, and it's an absurdly huge number, right? So, Minecraft to me at this point isn't just a game anymore. It is in of itself an art form. It is in of itself a tool to explore creative ideas. And I'm gonna die again, which sucks. But it is in of itself its own creative outlook and its own creative output. Oh, hello. Okay. Ooh, okay. Let me heal up a little bit, huh? My goal for this is, one, to always have fun. Like, I don't want to force myself to record. I don't want to force myself to, like, play this game because I want to. Like, I feel like I need to. I want to have fun. This is a project for me, a personal project. And if people choose to tag along, that's great. But if people don't choose to tag along, that's also okay. It's just something, an idea that I wanted to test out. And the other thing about it is, for the way that, like, I create things and I have, like, ideas as an artist to, like, test out ideas, I like using Minecraft as a tool to explore, like, architecture and building types. I'm not good at it. Like, I am always learning, especially from other people, on how best to run the game and what makes it look better. Like, not what makes the game look better, but like what makes building look better and more accurate, especially to different styles. And some things are still very hard to create in the game, like a steampunk or a cybernetic look is really difficult to make in Minecraft, and that is also due to, like, how Minecraft just, like, looks in general. But people do it, right? It happens, and people can get really good at, like, creating these worlds and ideas, and I want to be a part of that. I want to try my hand. Oh, hello! First diamonds that we find. Hello! Well, like, natural anyway. But yeah, oh, a single diamond, huh? Interesting. Well, one is better than none, and I'll take it. But, and of course I didn't even pick it up. But I want to try my hand at it and see if I could get good at creating worlds with limitations, because I think that would help my own work. You know, part of my final project for my, like, illustration capstone, yeah, like the class, like, you know, my final project for that class specifically, I made it a point to point out to people that no matter what you're doing, just do it, right? Like, just go for it. Even if you don't necessarily have the right tools or the right materials or the right knowledge in what you're doing, if you want to do something, just go for it and see where it takes you. And it's worked out rather well for me to just do those things, like, just go for it, have fun. And now I'm rambling about this, but, like, if you're having a bad day today, or a bad week, or maybe a bad couple months, or maybe a bad year, I hope that not only you can find happiness, because I know you will find happiness again, whether you believe so or not, you will find it again. It's more so, I hope that you can find and give yourself something that you enjoy doing, to the point where you don't have to, uh, like, you could go through all the stresses in life and you have something that's like giving you some sort of happiness. Because I think that's what a lot of people forget from time to time, is that you can be happy, you can take your time, you can do these things and still have fun. Like, you're not constantly, you don't have to go all the time. But I hope that if you're listening and you're like, I'm going through like a really tough time right now, that you can have fun with what you're doing, or you can find something that will give you that like little dopamine for the day. And you know what? It's not a solution. It's not a whole fix, because life has ups and downs, and that's the balance of it. But I hope that if you're going through a really rough time, that you can have something that gives you comfort. And for me, it's Minecraft. Rambling aside, let's actually talk about what we're doing today. So I told myself I want to finish this house in this episode, and I might be able to. I might not. We'll see. We'll find out. But I have the floor almost finished, and I'm going for like the Japanese aesthetic, because I've been teaching myself how to do that over like a little bit of time anyway, and I am getting better at it. But I think it would be a good opportunity for myself to especially start off this world with like some like this aesthetic that I really love. Like, I love the Asian style housing and the Japanese housing specifically, with like the paper walls, and how like the buildings are like taller but they're shaped nicely, and that's the plan for this. So I mentioned that I had this reference from MrMattRanger on Reddit about like a Japanese temple, but I'm using the temple that he built as a reference, and it's interesting to me because this is now another side tangent and a slight rant on my end. A lot of people nowadays don't understand what the difference between using a reference is versus using something and copying it, right, and stealing it. So, a good example is this, right? So I have a reference image pulled up on the side, and I can see the style and the building and what I'm trying to emulate. Now, could I build that house block for block and put it in my world? Yeah, no one's stopping me. And it's not necessarily wrong either, because, you know, like, as long as I give credit where credit is due, life's all good, right? Because iterations of like building, right? So it's funny because Law talks about this a lot, and I won't go into Law, I promise. I won't bore people. But let's say you have this like 2x2 square here, right? There's only so many combinations of like andesite that I can do, right? So I could put that block in that corner. I could mess it up and put it in this corner, and nope. Put it in this corner, and so on and so on. So like I can swap out blocks too, right? Like I could put a dirt block here as well as part of a pattern and everything, but there's only so many. So as you scale up and add like more sections, so like let's say it was a 3x3, right? Instead of a 2x2, then I have more space to do like these other iterations, but there's only so many. So when it comes to using a reference or using a build palette, if in my mind, especially when it comes to drawing, if an artist says about their work, like, do not steal this, right? What they mean is isn't like, okay, you can't use this as like a reference image. You can't have it pulled up on the side, and like even if you copied it a little bit, like using like the same form in a different way, or using it as like a reference from a photograph, and like not tracing over it, but tracing over it, like not doing everything verbatim, but using it and transforming it. So that's the key word there. Transform. It has to be transformative, right? That's the difference between having like stealing versus having it as a reference. If your work is transformative, then you're fine. But if your work isn't transformative, then it's not fine. And I'm not going to get into the law and legal jargon because a lot of people get very bored about that. And if you're genuinely interested, there are qualified people to talk about it. I just have a slight interest in law. I am not a lawyer. Do not take my legal advice. How does that relate to Minecraft in this build? This is a long rant just for me to explain. I'm using a reference. I have it pulled up on my second monitor, and I'm going to be using it as an inspiration for what I'm doing. I am not copying it verbatim and claiming that I created this build. I am creating the build differently, and this will be my build at some point, but I am not placing every single block verbatim and saying that, oh yeah, I created this, because it's inspiration. It is not a direct copy. That's my point here. And I don't know, a lot of people nowadays, I find, are getting, especially younger artists that I've met, get really hung up on what is stealing versus what's not stealing. And honestly, like, stealing is pretty obvious in what you're doing. It just gets complicated when you're using something as a reference or as inspiration and you're not giving credit when you should. That's when it gets complicated. But like, people use schematics for builds and create things in other worlds and everything, and it gets complicated. It's not like it gets really complicated, okay? Like, I'm not gonna get into the legal jargon and everything because I'm not a lawyer, like I said, and I do this as a hobby, and we're supposed to have fun today, so we're just gonna keep having fun. So drop it. But anyways, so the plan is to have birch logs as the floor, which has taken me a while to get, and hopefully I've recorded the process of like gathering, yada yada, and maybe I'll have it like as a sped up video to play at the front, or at some point, at some time, somewhere, anywhere, all at once. But with these couple blocks, this will be the end of the floor for now. Awesome. Okay, so we have the floor set in. I have ideas for the walls. So right now I'm testing the idea for these walls, and what I want to do is have some sort of actually I can show you what I want to do. I have plans. Oh my goodness, this is great. Okay, I want to create an inset in the wall, because what that does, it creates visual interest, right? The more depth that you have on your builds, the better interest that it has. As long there's a rule to this, right? As long as there is depth and you can see the depth, you will have visual interest. But if you use too much depth, then you're losing, you're creating something that's way too detailed, and you will get lost in the details. Right, so there's limitations, there's ideas to this, and layers. So I want to have some depth, but I don't want to go like 5 blocks out and just have a 5-block wall, because this is a house. If I use 5 blocks, the walls of the house are going to be bigger than the inside of the house, and you know, that's not necessarily what I'm going for. So when we look at the wall, right, I was talking about depth earlier, and we're getting there. we are absolutely getting the depth that I'm looking for. It's just not quite what it needs to be. I think this would be better if I brought it down. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Okay. And then that's not going to stay like that. I'm going to get another barrel, hopefully, somewhere. So this is what our outside's looking like right now. Now, I don't have a problem with this, but it's still looking pretty plain. And I do have to decide how far up I'm going to take it as well. And then I also have to be aware of what the inside is going to look like. So, because I do not want the inside to look like this. This is awful. So, that might mean doing an interior wall on the inside, or long story short, I need to figure out how to do the inside because this is not going to look good. So what I might do is bring it out or change it, or I might actually test the look in a creative world and pull up my picture on the side. You know, this is part of the design process, right? You try things, see if it sticks. If it doesn't stick, try again. Yada yada. So now we've got a barrier in between. And we could, if we wanted to, we can do that. Doesn't like that. What's the side? I'm not quite happy there. Yeah. Well, actually, what if we? I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed. For now, my friends, we're going to leave it here, and I'll be right back.